At Embedded World 2026, Espressif unveiled the ESP32-S31, a high-performance SoC that marks a major shift for the lineup. The S31 is a bit different chip as it integrates Wi-Fi 6, advanced multimedia, and dual-core RISC-V processing into one system. Alongside this hardware, Espressif also released ESP-IDF 6.0, a major update to their development framework. In this video, we'll break down the S31's specs and explore the key changes coming in the new version of the IDF. Before we go into a detailed comparison, let's first understand how Espressif is positioning the S31. According to the announcement, the S31 is designed as a high-performance SoC for next-generation IoT applications, where a single chip is expected to handle multiple roles. Espressif is focusing on three main areas here. First, comprehensive connectivity, bringing together multiple communication protocols into one platform instead of relying on separate solutions. Second, richer system capabilities, especially in terms of multimedia, user interfaces, and real-time data processing. And third, stronger hardware-level security, making it suitable for applications that require both connectivity and secure operation. So, overall, it is positioned as a more complete system-level solution within the ESP32 lineup. Now, let's compare the S31 with the existing ESP32 chips to see how it stands in terms of features and performance. Let's start with connectivity. The classic ESP32 supports Wi-Fi 4 on 2.4 GHz and dual-mode Bluetooth. The S3 keeps the same Wi-Fi but upgrades Bluetooth to BLE 5.0. The C6 introduces Wi-Fi 6 and adds low-rate WPAN, enabling Thread and Zigbee. Now, the new S31 builds on this by combining all major protocols into one chip. It supports Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.4 with both low energy and classic modes, and low-rate WPAN. So instead of choosing between different chips for different protocols, the S31 brings everything together in a single SoC. Now, none of the earlier ESP32 chips include built-in high-speed Ethernet MAC at this level. But the S31 adds support for up to 1000 megabits per second Ethernet. This means the chip can now handle both wireless and high-speed wired networking, which is important for stable and high-bandwidth applications. Looking at the CPU architecture, the classic ESP32 and S3 both use dual-core X-Tensor processors running at around 240 MHz, while the C6 shifts to a single-core RISC-V design. The S31 takes this further by using a dual-core RISC-V architecture running up to 320 MHz. In addition to the higher clock speed, it also introduces a wider SIMD data path, which allows it to process multiple data points in parallel. This is a significant improvement, which makes it better for handling more data-intensive workloads like image, audio, or AI processing. Before we move forward, a word from our sponsor. If you're working on electronics projects, you know how important it is to have an ECAD environment that keeps your designs organized and reliable. A good workflow should offer clear version control, rule-based checks, real-time collaboration, and visibility into component availability so you can move from concept to a manufacturable board with fewer mistakes. That's the approach Altium focuses on, helping engineers maintain consistency and manage their projects more efficiently. And for students who want to learn these skills early, there's Altium Student Lab. It's a free learning program that introduces professional design workflows through guided lessons, a cloud workspace, collaboration tools, and certification. To get more details, visit the link in the description. In terms of memory, earlier chips like the classic ESP32 and the S3 come with around 520 kilobytes and 512 kilobytes of internal SRAM respectively, while also supporting external PSRAM for additional memory. The C6, on the other hand, has around 512 kilobytes of SRAM, but it does not support external PSRAM. The new S31 includes 512 kilobytes of internal SRAM, but more importantly, it supports high-speed 8-bit DDR PSRAM running at up to 250 MHz, along with concurrent access to both flash and PSRAM. The next point is multimedia, and this is where the difference becomes very clear. The classic ESP32 lacks dedicated high-speed hardware for modern displays. The S3 introduced a camera interface, but it often struggles with the high bandwidth requirements of complex, high frame rate GUIs. The C6 remains focused strictly on connectivity, skipping multimedia features entirely. The S31, however, is a game changer. It has a dedicated hardware for JPEG encoding, decoding, color space conversion, and 2D graphics acceleration. It can even drive high-resolution displays and cameras simultaneously without breaking a sweat. We see a similar leap in audio standards. The classic ESP32 relied on Bluetooth 4.2, while the S3 and C6 moved to Bluetooth 5.0 and 5.3 respectively. But these later models dropped support for classic Bluetooth audio. The S31 improves this by supporting Bluetooth 5.4. It is the first to enable LE audio and classic Bluetooth together. It also introduces hardware-level synchronization for audio streams, moving timing control into the silicon to drastically reduce latency and improve accuracy. Security has also evolved across generations, but the S31 goes much further. Earlier chips provided standard secure boot and flash encryption, but the S31 introduces a hardware-hardened architecture designed for high-stakes applications. It features a trusted execution environment to isolate sensitive code, and extends advanced encryption to both internal flash and external PS RAM. To prevent hardware cloning, it uses PUF technology for hardware-based key generation, and includes dedicated protection against physical attack methods, securing the device even from sophisticated side-channel attacks. Along with the hardware, the software ecosystem is seeing a significant evolution with the introduction of ESP-IDF version 6.0. This major update streamlines the entire developer experience, starting with a brand new installation manager designed to simplify environment setup and allow for seamless switching between multiple IDF versions. One of the most impactful changes is introducing a new lightweight C library called picolib-C. By replacing the heavier newlib, picolib-C significantly reduces the memory footprint of your binaries, which is a critical advantage when squeezing high-performance logic into constrained RAM. For those moving into advanced IoT projects, version 6.0 deepens support for Wi-Fi 6 and Matter, while also shifting toward a modernized crypto API to ensure long-term security compliance. The build system has also been refined to mirror standard CMake workflows more closely, making it easier to integrate third-party libraries. However, because this is a major version jump, it's worth noting that several legacy API have been officially removed to clean up the framework. This move toward a leaner, more modular core ensures that it is fully optimized for the next generation of ESP32 chips. At this stage, the S31 is still an upcoming chip, so we'll have to wait for actual development boards and real-world testing to see how it performs. However, it's clear that Espressif is shifting from simple microcontrollers toward more integrated system-level solutions. It won't replace your current boards immediately, but it definitely expands the toolkit for advanced edge projects. We'll keep you updated as soon as the first dev kits arrive. Till then, goodbye.